We're all familiar with the story of the prodigal son. At least most of us are. If you're new, I'll give you the brief rundown. This kid takes his inheritance from his dad, runs off, rejects him, lives sinfully, does everything contrary to what his dad had ever taught him to do, and was living for himself. And these are some of the most powerful words you'll ever find in the Bible. But the son finally comes to his senses, and he's getting ready to come home. And he says, I'll go home and I'll beg my dad for a job. Just let me be a hired servant. I don't want to have to live with I'm ashamed of myself. I've made all these mistakes. I'm not worthy to be your son anymore, but I can at least live in your home as your servant. And I want you to hear what the Bible says. So he returned home to his father. And while he was still a long way off, man, oh man, while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. Some of you in this place today have walked in and you're like, God, can you ever do something with me? Can you ever fix my home? Can you ever fix my family? Can you ever change this situation or that situation? I've messed up so bad, I can't undo what I've done. God, if you would just let me come back to church and just sit in my pew, that's all I want. I just want to feel friendship. I want to feel family. I'm not worthy to be your son or your daughter anymore. But while you were still a long way off, God saw you coming. While you were still a long way off, y'all, you may not be there yet. You may not be in the presence of God yet. You may still yet be a long way off. But God is waiting in anticipation of you to start walking down that road to a life lived fully and completely with Him. Not one held back, not one lived in restraint, not one lived, oh man, I've got to follow all the rules and I've got to do all the things. He wants a life lived in full anticipation of what is yet to come. He sees His son a long way off. And what does it tell us He does? What does it tell us that He does? It says He saw him while he was yet a long way off. He saw him coming, and filled with love and compassion, what? He ran to meet him. Y'all, stop setting back. Stop setting back and saying, I don't want to look goofy. I don't want to look weird. I don't want to look out of place. Read this story, man. This tells of desperation and a desire to get close to God. And if you are in a place where you are desiring to be close to God, you will throw everything off. Shame won't matter no more. The past won't matter no more. All the mistakes that you've ever made won't matter anymore. And you will run. You will run to the presence of God. And guess what? When He sees you a long way off, He will run and get you. He will run and get you. Church, let's stop playing church. Let's stop playing at the presence of God and let's dig in. Let's dive in. Let's let the presence of God so overwhelm us and so overcome us and so indwell in us that we can't but help but let it out. That we were so open and filled and so overwhelmed that we just overflow with what God is doing in our lives. Church, some of you are a long way off, but guess what? He sees you. And He is running to get you.